14 witnesses have so far been called to testify before the new inquest. Last week, the state brought in experts who assisted the investigation team. First up was Warrant Officer Brandon Burgess, a crime scene expert who was responsible for the reconstruction of the accident scene. Burgess analyzed the evidence using statements contained in the 1967 inquest report, photographs and videos from the reconstruction scene of the accident. He told the court that the investigation team was unable to find the locomotive reportedly involved in Luthuli's accident. However, they managed to locate a locomotive similar in model. Burgess's testimony pointed to a number of inconsistencies from the direction the train was traveling in, the injuries Luthuli sustained, the discrepancies in the medical report by the doctors who treated Luthuli after the accident, to the post-mortem report.
The possibility of an accident scenario occurring as described by Mr. Latachan is highly unlikely.
Ngenza futhi ke ngokuchaza kwakhe unozane ke uLatachan ngaso ngayo ke indawo ke yesigameko ngendlela achaze ngayo angathi ke ngeke kube yiyo.
Taking into account the stopping distance required to stop the locomotive where it came to rest at the scene, that is a minimum of 767 meters. The brakes to the train would have to have been applied at least 170 meters before the entrance to the northern side of the bridge.
With his testimony running into a second day, Burgess provided the court with a detailed methodology used to determine the probability of Luthuli's death being an accident. His findings were that it was improbable that Luthuli was struck by a train. To support Burgess's findings, the NPA called an expert on steam trains, Leslie Labuschagne, who assisted the police in the investigation. Labuschagne also poked holes in the statement of three key witnesses: the train driver, the conductor, and the fireman. He told the court that it was highly unlikely that the driver of the train would not have seen Luthuli walking on the railway bridge, as he would have had a clear line of sight. He also said that based on his knowledge of regulations, the railway employees may have broken standard protocols by not blowing the whistle and applying the brakes when they should have.
He says both he and the driver got off the footplate and walked back to where the body was lying. On a steam locomotive, you are not allowed to leave the footplate, is where we stand and work. You're not allowed to leave it unattended, my lady.
His testimony, Labuschagne said, based on the evidence that's been presented and the statements from witnesses taken at the time, he believed the accident scene may have been tampered with. The state is also expected to call at least 3 other experts, one being a senior pathologist who studied the original post-mortem report. The inquest will resume this week. I am Mhlongo, SABC News, Pietermaritzburg.